The one with the highest mark happened to turn out to be my classmate. It was either Tom Foster, who was working for Gamtel, or some Aku girl. You know. But we were told that the highest was 320 or 321.
Your grade 9.
Pardon?
Grade 9.
There was no grade 9 then.
It was Form 5 then. What do you mean by grade 9? I do not understand this. Last.
You mean Form 5?
Yeah, I stopped at grade 5. Grade 9.
I want to know the results, I think.
Huh?
The result.
Oh. I hope I can remember them, but I think I had 6 credits. Yeah. I had credit in physics, biology, geography, French, English, but I decided to skip maths because I was good in maths, but I had a problem with the maths teacher, you know, and she discouraged me from maths.
Where are your 2 other brothers?
One is in the other village I told you about. I mentioned earlier on. He was here yesterday, but he has to go and take care of the farm as well. And the other one is in Banjul going to school. You know, actually, when I was going to school, I never wanted to be. All my dream was either to become. At first, I wanted to become a doctor. And that was why I concentrated on science. Then later on, at Form 3, I changed my mind. Instead of going into medicine, I opted for engineering. You know, so that was my dream, to become an engineer. And I applied for admission to Roosevelt in the Faculty of Electromagnetic Engineering. My dream was to specialize in petrochemical engineering, but then Allah decided to divert my course and send me to the army.
Do you want your younger brother to be in the army?
Well, that's a choice he has to make, because if somebody had told me to join the army, I wouldn't have done so. I believe in deciding for myself, and I want him to decide for himself. If he chooses the army, well and good. If he chooses anything, it's well and good. But I cannot decide for him, because if he fails, he is going to say, in fact, after all, you are the one who forced me into this.
Do you visit your mother frequently?
Yes. She's just in Bakau.
When you left the army, were you feeling good or?
Well, the military is a life that you get used to, and it's a life when you get used to, you don't want to let go. You know, the military life, and that's why I'm able to live here comfortable with all this. The fact that the place is, so for some people, it's very uncomfortable. I blend here very naturally, very comfortably. You know. But it's difficult to leave the army if you're a good soldier, because then you miss all the fun.
How many days are you going to spend here before you go back?
Well, I have 1 month leave, so I want to make sure that I clear the farm before I go. So it can be 1 month, it can be less, it can be more as well, because I didn't go on leave since 1984.
When you were in the army, have you gone to any country to go and fight?
No. Yeah, you told otherwise?
I never heard that you went to Liberia.
That's a different story. I didn't go to fight. We went there for peacekeeping.
When you were a child, which school did you go?
St. Anthony's Primary School, that's where I started. That's the Canada Primary School. And then I had to complete, go to Brian for the common entrance.
When your father died, who was paying the school fees for you?
No, I had a government scholarship. And also, I had a lot of goods. My mom had a lot of cattle. So I didn't need anybody's help. I could sell a goat. But at high school, I had a government scholarship because of my mark at common entrance.
How old is your oldest son?
My oldest brother would be 38. The oldest brother alive now. Yeah.
When you were younger, did you always think that you'd become president?
No, I never thought of that. You see, I only had one dream in life then. That's to become a doctor. That was the only dream I had in life. And
At what age did you start schooling?
maybe at 8, because I started going to the farm before going to the school.
Why do you want to become a doctor?
Well, I always loved helping people out, and I was fascinated because then the nurses used to come here and practice. I think every one Wednesday in a month, they'll come out to the villages. Those who were on practice, they send them to the villages, and I used to help them out, and I see the way they took care of the people, how they cared for the people, and how they helped. A lot of people have problems, and how those people were happy after their problems have been solved. So I always wanted to do that service to mankind, and that was the only dream I had. No. And when I wanted to go to school, and then they had to question me, and I said, okay, my dad first refused, and then he asked me, why do you want to go to school? I told them I want to become a doctor. So they used to tease me and call me doctor. How many of you want to be businessmen or women? My God. How many of you want to be farmers? Farming is part of business. It's the best business. Huh? Animal husbandry. You can become a livestock farmer and be one of the richest in the country. Oh, so all of you want to be business people? How many of you want to be business people? I had more hands before. Why? Can you give me any reason why you want to be businessman or woman?
Because there is a lot of money in it.
But there's also a lot of money in agriculture.
Who wants to be a business person again?
Is it money or what? What type of money are you talking about? What type of business do you want to be? Businessman do you want to be?
Selling.
Ah, you want to be buying and selling. I see. What in particular? To be selling what type?
Shoes and shirts.
Okay.
I want to be a scientist and go to space. I want to be the first African to go to space.
I hope you wouldn't be late by then. Maybe by that time 2 or 3 Africans would have been to space. But why space? Is that a priority? Why do you want to go to space?
To be the first person in the Gambia.
Well, you can be the first person to do something extraordinary. Well, what benefit is you're going to space to Gambians?
I just said they're building a hotel inside there, in Mars.
That will, if ever they build a hotel there, that will never be for Africans.
You have money, I will go.
Yeah, but how would you get the money?
If I work.
How are you going to? What type of work are you going to do?
I'll be teaching science.
Okay. You also said you want to be a doctor.
Yes.
Why?
I want to help the people by serving them.
You want to save life?
Yeah, save life and taking good care of them.
Is it out of